Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Report: Miami Heat are thrilled with Kel'el Ware, didn't expect him to contribute like this as a rookie. The Miami Heat drafted big man Kel'el Ware with the first non-lottery pick of the 2024 NBA draft, and he has been one of the better first-year players in the league this season. Despite being in and out of the rotation until about a month ago, he ranks in the top 12 among rookies in points, rebounds and blocks per game across 29 games played and 3 starts to this point. According to Ethan J. Skolnick of 5 Reasons Sports, the Heat are thrilled with how Ware has looked in his inaugural NBA season. The Heat are thrilled with Ware, Skolnick wrote via Discord. It sounds like Miami didn't foresee Ware contributing like this until he was at least in his sophomore season in the league. They didn't see him contributing like this until next season at the earliest, Skolnick wrote. Heat head coach Erik Spoelstra has seemingly also been encouraged by what he's seen from the youngster. SPO will give him tough love publicly, but he's happy with him too, Skolnick wrote. Work ethic has been excellent. Ware's style of play has gotten a lot of people excited, with some fans even seeing a little bit of San Antonio Spurs phenom Victor Wembanyama in him. Still, there will be growing pains. For as promising as Ware has looked overall as of late, he is fresh off probably his worst individual performance in some time. The Heat earned a 9-point victory over the Brooklyn Nets on Saturday, but Ware wasn't his usual efficient self on the offensive side of the ball. He took 11 shots from the field, yet only 3 of those attempts found the bottom of the net. Ware finished the game with 7 points, marking his lowest scoring total in a couple of weeks. At least Ware somewhat made up for his quiet scoring game against Brooklyn with his impact on the other end of the floor. He totaled 3 steals and 2 blocked shots in the victory. The rookie headed into the contest on a roll from a scoring standpoint. He had dropped 20-plus points in each of his past 3 games played, leading to increased excitement. Ware will try to regain his groove in terms of putting the ball through the bottom of the net when the Heat take on the Orlando Magic on Monday. The Magic just recently snapped a 5-game losing streak with a win over the Detroit Pistons on Saturday. Milwaukee Bucks: betting market suggests one team most likely to accept Khris Middleton in trade. Reports emerged earlier this week indicating that the Milwaukee Bucks have indeed placed forward Khris Middleton, along with Bobby Portis and Pat Connaughton, on the shopping block. Per NBA Central and Bovada Sportsbook, the Miami Heat are his most probable destination. Given that the Bucks continue to be involved in Jimmy Butler rumors, Miami's inclusion on the list of plausible Middleton recipients is not surprising. In any Butler trade, Milwaukee would first need to dump Connaughton's salary to get under the second apron. More than likely they would also call on a third team to provide necessary draft capital and/or salary. 5 likeliest takers if Khris Middleton leaves Milwaukee Bucks: the Heat may lead the bunch, but 3 other contenders follow close behind. The full odds are listed below, per Bovada. Like Miami, 22-22, 8th in the East, the Pistons, 23-22, 6th, are in the thick of a playoff hunt and not looking to part with talent. The logistics of a Bucks-Pistons trade, however, are not as readily apparent. Or rather, what is apparent is that Milwaukee would not be receiving anything substantial from Detroit, who would serve as an auxiliary player in a 3- or 4-team trade. In that case, the Pistons would accept Middleton, who started his career there, and would help them space the floor, in exchange for draft picks and/or young talent while sending out necessary salary. In a deal with Washington, 6-38, it is feasible to see Milwaukee taking back a piece like Kyle Kuzma, Jordan Poole, or Malcolm Brogdon, but whether any of those players would provide a worthwhile upgrade over Middleton is questionable. While neither of those players seems worth trading for, Milwaukee could pursue Raptors 6 feet 6 inches shooting guard R.J. Barrett. Unlike many proposed moves, acquiring Barrett would not require cutting Connaughton's salary beforehand. A simple exchange of Middleton and picks for R.J. would suffice. It is also possible, however, that the Raptors would fill that auxiliary role in a more complex transaction, taking in picks and sending Brown or Boucher to interested parties in order to make the money work. Miami Heat still waiting for best offer for Jimmy Butler. The Miami Heat find themselves at the center of swirling trade rumors as they navigate a turbulent relationship with disgruntled star Jimmy Butler. As the February 6 trade deadline approaches, the Heat are reportedly holding out for the best possible offer for Butler, whose future with the franchise appears increasingly uncertain, as per to Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald. Once heralded as the heart of the Heat, leading the team to 2 NBA Finals appearances, Jimmy Butler's standing within the organization has deteriorated. The tensions began to escalate following last season's playoff exit, where disagreements between Butler and team president Pat Riley reportedly came to light. Failed contract extension negotiations over the summer further strained the relationship, creating a cloud of uncertainty around Butler's future. This season has been anything but smooth for the Heat. Butler has already faced multiple suspensions, including one for missing a team flight. The most recent suspension coincided with the emergence of footage showing Butler in a heated argument at the upscale Reserve Padel Club in Miami. These incidents have only added fuel to the speculation that his time with the franchise is coming to an end. Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald reported that the Heat are patiently waiting for the best possible offer for Butler. While several teams have expressed interest, Miami remains steadfast in its demands. Reports suggest the Heat are seeking a package that includes players who can contribute immediately, young talent, draft capital, and expiring contracts to maintain financial flexibility. However, as ESPN's Brian Windhorst noted, the market for Butler has been lukewarm at best. Interested teams are hesitant to part with significant assets, especially for a 35-year-old player with a substantial contract. Additionally, the Heat are reportedly against acquiring players with long-term, expensive deals, further complicating trade negotiations. Jimmy Butler has made his desire to leave Miami clear, but he has reportedly ruled out a move to the Memphis Grizzlies, a decision that has left many puzzled. According to NBA insider Mark J. Spears, Butler is focused on joining a team where he can compete for a championship, with the Phoenix Suns emerging as his top choice. Butler has even fueled speculation by wearing Suns-themed sneakers during a recent game, a subtle nod to his preferred landing spot. The Suns, however, face challenges in meeting Miami's demands. Clearing salary cap space and assembling a trade package that satisfies the Heat's criteria will be no easy feat. Meanwhile, Riley and the Heat front office are under no obligation to accommodate Butler's preferences. In fact, some rumors suggest Riley might consider sending Butler to Memphis, despite his objections, as a way to assert control over the situation. For Miami, the goal is twofold: extract maximum value in a trade for Butler while stabilizing a team that currently sits in 9th place in the Eastern Conference with a 22-21 record. As the deadline looms, the pressure is on Pat Riley to make a decisive move that benefits the Heat both in the short and long term. Whether Butler ends up in Phoenix, Memphis, or another destination, the resolution of this saga will have significant implications for both the Heat's future and Butler's legacy. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Jimmy Butler? Leave your opinion in the comments.